Welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode of Cooking with Hypercard. I'm your host, Maximilian Moreau, and with me is my tech, Philip Wilson.
That's me. I'm here.
So, Phil, what have you been playing lately?
What have I been playing? I picked up this really awesome new game, Super Metroid. It's amazing.
Super Metroid, huh? You've been playing that too?
Yeah.
I thought you were a Genesis man.
I am a little bit of both.
All right.
I can't resist Super Metroid.
Yeah.
I loved Metroid for
so,
the NES.
So how far are you in that game? I just beat the boss. Do you care about spoilers?
No, I don't care.
How far have you gotten?
I think, what is it? Meridia,
yeah.
I know
I don't
it's start
think
with
I've
an
gotten
N.
that far.
Yeah.
I just beat the boss. I think you're farther than me. I beat the boss where it's like that alligator thing and like turned into a skeleton and jumped out.
Part's so awesome.
Yeah, I love that part.
Part is so awesome.
So I've actually, ironically, been playing Genesis.
Yeah.
So I've been playing some Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
That's a great game.
Yeah, no, it's just beautiful and it's fast, and I don't know what I was thinking. Like as I've said on the show, I'm a bit of a Nintendo file here, but like I'm a convert at this point. That game's incredible.
Yeah, I still think Sonic CD is probably a better game.
Oh yeah, you Mr. I have a Sega CD.
Yeah, I love my Sega CD. Oh, man. But it has single speed CD-ROM drive. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. That thing's wonderful. Like Sonic CD was just an amazing game.
Is that your favorite game on Sega CD right now?
Probably is my favorite game for the Sega CD. I think close second would probably be the Echo the Dolphin. That has just great music on the Sega CD. It's worth checking out.
That's awesome. All right. So Echo the Dolphin's on Sega. I thought that was a regular Sega game.
It was on the Genesis, but then there's also a Sega CD version, and it features like really cool music.
Very cool.
Very environmental. Like.
So, even though we're talking about console games here, as you guys know, this is a show about making games for the computer. Specifically, we're going to be making games using HyperCard. So one of the things that I told you guys that you should pick up, and I didn't have it here last time, is the HyperTalk 2.2 handbook. You can get this at basically any computer store that sells Macintosh stuff. If you live in a smaller area that only has like a mom-and-pop computer shop and they don't sell Mac stuff, still check in and ask them if they can order this for you, because it's called HyperTalk 2.2 The Book. It's really easy to remember.
It's the book.
And this is just a great companion for HyperCard. And just as I said, just go into the PC shop and just ask if they can order it, because a lot of these places will help you out. They are, even if they only do PC, they typically have the magazines and stuff for ordering books for you. And again, if all else fails, you can always go to your local bookshop and they can probably special order it for you. We'll have the ISBN at the end of the show.
Yeah, good deal.
So, how about we get started? So, let's head on over to the computer.
Just for fun, you know what game came out last year, of course, that uses HyperCard?
Oh, yes I do actually, but I'm going to let you tell me.
It's Myst.
Yeah, Myst, the best-selling game of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, and it just used HyperCard to make that game.
Yeah, it's really incredible, and actually that's the kind of game we're going to make today, although... well, there's some stipulations. We'll get to that in a second here.
All right.
All right.
Ready to get to it?
Ready to get to it.
Let's do it.
All right. Grab my book.
Do it.
Head over to
the computer.
The computer.
All right. Let's boot this thing up.
All right. It's boot time.
Oh, that wonderful chime.
Yeah. I love these things. It's a little bit old now, but this thing's still a good machine.
Yeah,
it is. I have a lot of extensions.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little while to load when you have a lot of extensions. Or just waiting.
Alright, so now that it's all up, we can double click on Macintosh HD, you go into HyperCard, wherever that may be. Hold on a second, I think I need to clean my mouse. So sometimes, if your mouse is having trouble, sometimes you'll need to clean it. So I'm just going to show you on the show, just in case you haven't done this before. It's really easy. You just turn this thing here, ball falls right out, and then you can clean these little things or something.
The little rollers in there, yeah. A lot of the time, if you use the same surface, a whole bunch of residue gets built up, and it's kind of can be kind of nasty, and your mouse won't be very accurate.
This one's not actually that bad right now.
That's good.
Need a new mouse. Yeah.
It's good that it's not bad. Bad that it's not working right. That happens sometimes.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Okay, that's much better. Much better. So we're going to go into HyperCard. Wherever that is on your hard drive, it may be different on your computer. In mine, I just have it in the HyperCard 2.2 folder. So we're going to open up HyperCard, and we're going to start off by creating a new stack. And we're going to call it Kinda Myst.
Myst-like.
So we're making a Myst-like tonight. And when I say Myst-like, I mean I don't have the software or the graphics hardware to render the beautiful stuff that they had. So we're just going to basically kind of show how it's structured game mechanics-wise with my really terrible art. And you guys can fill it in with your really wonderful art later. We may, on a later episode, deal with how to actually do color and stuff on HyperCard, but right now I don't even have a color computer to show you on, so that doesn't really help too much.
You know what else would be cool to learn in HyperCard?
What?
How to do animation stuff like Cosmic Osmo. How to animation.
Oh yeah, do the flip book walk and stuff. Oh yeah, they do cool stuff on that. Yeah, we're probably not going to touch that on this episode, but yeah,
it would be neat to show that eventually. Though.
So let's start off. So we've got a new stack. Clean slate, nothing's going on here. So let's start by just first of all, I like to pull the toolbar out to the side here, just because it's a little bit easier to work with. You can always just go to the tools menu every time, but I like having it peeled off there. You just drag it off, and it will peel off like that. So so we've done a few simple projects before. A lot of times we'll just do buttons that go to different cards and stuff, and that's going to be no different here. So let's first start with a basic room layout. I'm just going to make kind of an isometric, well, kind of 3D-ish room layout here, just by making a box and then just drawing out kind of perspective lines into the corners here. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's amazing how little you have to do to create the illusion of being in a place. But obviously, this is only as good as whatever artwork you put in here. I know that I'm going to see some artists show some stuff that they've done here that I'm going to be really impressed with. So we have a very basic background here.
By the way, I'm gonna apologize for me opening that Crystal Pepsi there. I just couldn't help it.
Oh yeah, God, those are good. Those are real good.
I'm a fan.
I wish I had more of those here, but unfortunately, I do not.
Yeah, I had to bring one from home. It was good.
So,
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no problem. So we've got this room here. I'm going to make a little door. It's going to be a little bit squat. I don't like the way that looks. Let's undo and make it taller. All right, so we're going to make a little door here, and I'm going to just draw a little circle. If you hold Shift when you're drawing, it'll draw a perfect circle. And so we have a basic room with a door in it, and so this represents the first room of our game, and it represents a place that we can go to, which is the door. So I'm going to create a button. So we're going to click on the button tool here. And remember, you can go to Objects, New Button, and then set up things how you want. But it's actually easier to just hold down the Apple key or the Command key, it's the one with the squiggly. It's the same one that you use for doing shortcuts, like that little symbol here. It's also got a little open apple on it. There's also closed apple on the other side here. But if you click and hold it, you'll see that the cursor becomes from a pointer here to a, hopefully you'll be able to see this, to a little arrow thing, little cross thing. Then we just going to draw over the door here with our button. And so this creates a button here. Now, when the player's playing the game, they're going to be in this pointer mode, and so they're not going to see the buttons. Like it's adding a little bit of ugly lines here, but it doesn't really matter because you can't even see it. You can even make it bigger than the actual touching area.
You can make it as big as you want to. You don't even have to make it on the door necessarily.
Yeah, but
really
but
that would be unintuitive.
Exactly, people wouldn't really understand. But you can make one of those games that's just designed to be unintuitive. So we're gonna first of all let's look at the name of this card. We're gonna go to card info. And we're going to give this card a name. We're going to call it Room 1. And we're going to create a new card. So before I do that, I just want to show you. So this button is just like any other button. Usually we've done ones with the text in them and stuff, but this one just looks like the background. So we could do a little script in here, like if we did something like answer welcome to our game with hey, thanks, and or sorry, if you say and, it'll be wrong. Or hey, let's welcome to our game. Or how did I get here?
Yeah, how did I get here?
Why not?
Or get me out of here.
Get me out of here. I like that too. All right, so if we just hit this button, it works like any other button. You click it, it's like, well, okay, hey, thanks. How do you? Well, that was too big for the button to hold, but you get the idea. So, hey, thanks. All right, so so we're gonna script this just like anything else, but we're actually gonna script it to go to another button. Like we've done this before, but I like to be explicit on here. So we're gonna go to a new card. So edit new card. And I'm just going to go ahead and go back to our previous card. We can just press left and right, and now you can switch between our cards that we have. And we're going to just select all of it. Click the select tool. I'm going to do Apple A for select all, Apple C for copy. And then we're going to go in here. Whoops, not going here. We're going to go to our other card and paste. And I'm going to make this so this room doesn't have a door in it. We're just going to select the door here and delete it. So now we're going to make this card go to this card. So let's go ahead and double click the card here, choose script, and we're going to do go to card room 2. So we're going to hit save and hit the little button thing in here and test it out, and it's not going to do anything. And that's because we don't have a room called room 2 yet. So let's go to our other card here, go to card info, and call this room 2. And so now, if we click here, there we go. It goes to our new room.
That's pretty cool.
So that was nice and easy, stupid, simple stuff here. So once we've done that, we need to be able to get back from our room. So we can assume that the bottom area is kind of like a back area for the game. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to make it so that if you've come from a location, let's make it so that you can kind of see the door. I know this is going to sound stupid. Like, you would not see the door in the room that you came in, obviously. But from a user interface standpoint, it might be helpful to indicate that there was a door behind us.
Yeah.
And you can kind of get away with that by just making a little kind of like box in the back here to represent your door.
You could put like a little arrow or something there.
Yeah, maybe like a little back arrow type thing.
Yeah,
just
like a little down arrow or something.
Something along these lines.
That's good enough.
Good enough. All right. And we're going to put a little button here. Just hold the Command or Apple key, drag it out to the area. We can double click it, and we're going to go to the script, go to room 1, card room 1. And we're going to hit save, and we're going to click on the button now. So now we can go between room 1 and room 2 at will, using the interface that people are going to be using in the game. In a later episode, I'm going to show you how to actually disable the arrow keys for moving between cards, but for right now, we're going to leave it in there because it's really helpful for building a game.
Yes.
Especially when you're trying to get to the cards that haven't been hooked in yet. So, so let's see. Let's do another. Let's just for sake of completeness and practice, let's create another real quick door here. I'm going to make one on the right here. We're going to kind of just follow the perspective a little bit. Again,
right.
Apologies for my art, but
that works.
Should be okay. There we go. So we have a door on the right here. So let's create one more card. Create, edit, new card. You can also just do Command N. I guess I always forget that. I'm going to do the same deal. I'm going to copy over. I'm going to copy this one because it's easier to clear. Select all, copy, paste, and get rid of this. And again, we're going to put the door on the bottom here, and the player will just have moved from that location. Let's put the little arrow again. So you're always facing forward, kind of. And yeah, I'm just going to ghetto arrow it this time.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So let's just ghetto arrow it. So this one, we know where it's going. This one's going to room 2. Go to card room 2. And then on the other card here, we're going to create a button. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Buttons have to be square because of the way HyperCard's set up, but just cover the area over. And it's better to have more than less, typically, unless you have a reason to be picking a particular very small object.
Yeah.
Go to card room 3. I don't think we set the name on this, did we?
Probably not, no.
So let's see if this works. It's not going to.
It's going to be, what are you talking about?
It's going to say a whole lot of nothing.
What is room 3?
Honestly, we should, where is that tool? There's a little tool thing that is nice to have. Message, I think, is it. Okay, that didn't help us. Sometimes this gives us a little bit of debug information, but whatever. So let's actually go to our final room here and name it something appropriate. So card info, room 3. So now we can navigate here, we go back, we navigate here, we go back again. All right, so we've got a 3-room game,
now,
basically.
Right here you can start to see how Myst was kind of put together.
Yeah. In the case of Myst, obviously things are a little bit more complex because you can kind of rotate around, and we could add icons, and you can have states for rotating and stuff. And honestly, if you're making a game as complex as Myst, you're going to have some documentation. You're going to have a huge flow chart of all the rooms and all the different, how everything's kind of hooked together. And so remember, keep track of this stuff, and don't make Myst, like, even though I said Myst here, like, and even though we say even Cosmic Osmo, make something simple first. Just do something.
Keep
it simple first, and then we can get more complex.
You can always add more content.
Which is ironic because I'm actually going to show kind of how to do a semi-complex thing. We're going to start on having an object in the scene that you can pick up. So one of the ways you could do this, and actually I'm going to just show you real quick. So I'm going to do room 3. We're going to create a little object in here. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this card. So I think we can, if we copy card and paste card. Okay, so now we have a card that looks exactly the same. It probably even has the same properties. So I'm going to go to card info and make sure that it's called room 4. Actually, I'm going to call it the room 3 item. So this is kind of the naive approach here. If we had, say, an item in the room, you could have a, say we have the little item there, and then we put a button on it. What am I doing here? Button tool.
Button.
Put the button over it.
Button. Who's got the button?
And so this one would be like go to card room 3. We are room 3, right? Yeah. Just cancel. Make sure that the quotes there. You may not even need the quotes, but I'm putting them there just in case. And then, so now the first time we get in this room, let's go back here and make this go to the, go to card room 3, no, or item? Is that what I called it?
I don't remember.
Room 3 item. I'm going to try that. Yep, that's it. So now when you click that, it gets rid of it. So the problem here is when you go back and go forward, the item's back there again. So now you have to keep track of state, and you have to deal with all the other cards being hooked up, and you have to kind of like dynamically hook everything up, and so you have variables and all this stuff. We can avoid a lot of that by kind of treating this kind of in an object-oriented fashion and having the button itself remove itself from the scene and then keep track of the variables elsewhere. We'll probably get more into the variable stuff later. But for right now, let's just get the initial part set up for it to do that. So, so what we're going to do here is, instead of having 2 versions of this room, I'm just going to have the room 3. We're going to go ahead and delete this one, delete this card here. And so we're on room 3 here. So we're going to create a button.
Oh, that item's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to create a really...
I missed it. I'm missing it already.
Let's do that, and then let's put a little shiny on it, kind of.
Another circle.
So we've got a nice little crystal ball there. So I'm going to...
Like an orange.
Kind of looks like an orange.
Sure, like a navel orange.
It looks like an orange, fine, whatever. I'm going to copy that, and then we're going to create a new button. I'm just going to create it right here for right now. We can move it into position later. And we're going to make it so that it has an icon. And we can choose any of the built-in icons and just hit edit. It doesn't really matter. Do I copy? Yes. Let's say OK. And then I'm just going to paste in our
orange.
Orange. Okay, fine. Orange. It's an orange now.
Navel orange, as a matter of fact.
I'm not going to be that specific.
Oh.
So now we have this orange button that we can move around. And what's nice is, unlike this is bitmap stuff, so like if we grab half of it, it's going to grow half of it away. Oh. It kind of, does that stuff.
Yeah, because
it's it's how things are.
It's how things are.
So I'm going to put it over here, and we're just going to call this orange.
Yep, it's an orange.
So the way we can make this thing disappear is we can just do hide button orange, and then we can just hit save. And so now when we actually click this, it's gone. And if you go back and go forward again, this is still hooked up for, sorry, room 3 item. We got rid of that room.
Yeah.
Save. So we're going to click through now. So there we go, and the item's no longer there.
Yeah, there's no more orange.
Now, so obviously this is a problem, so where's our orange? And one of the ways that we can do that is we can show it. And so I'm going to actually bring up this thing that I brought up earlier but forgot to use. So you can actually type in commands here as if it's real-time interpreting. So you can actually just do show button orange, and it should, there's our orange.
Oh, wow,
back.
That's cool.
So, and you can actually do anything here. Like if you did what we did before, like answer, what is the meaning of life with 42? And there we go.
There it is.
You're done. So you can test anything that you can do in script. You can test in this little thing, and sometimes it's useful for like hiding and non-hiding things. You do have to keep track. I swear that I must have been using someone else's computer or something, but I swear there was a way to actually show hidden objects on the screen, but I can't find it right now.
I have no idea.
So anyway, so obviously that's not the only thing, because if you remove the item, that just means that the item's not there. So we need to have a sort of inventory system. How are we doing for time right now?
We're doing good.
We're doing good.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
so we have
quite a bit of time.
Quite a bit of time. Okay, so let's see what we can do. What's the best way to do this? So let's go to the background. We're going to edit the background. Now the background is something that's shared between the objects here. We're going to create a new field, and we're going to call this inventory.
So we're going to try to do an inventory.
We're going to try and do a very basic inventory system.
Like
so
a game like Sam & Max has an inventory game. Sam & Max Hit the Road.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a cool point-and-click adventure game. It's out now. It's good.
So, is this going to work? I'm not sure if this is 100% going to work, but we're going to play with it a little bit here. So I'm going to we can hide this later. I'm not going to hide it for right now. So that we can see how this is actually operating.
Okay.
So if we go to, I'm going to just put some text in here. And I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, well, let's, and we want shared text. We need to click this. Click the shared text thing. I'll explain why in a bit. So, and let's actually call it, so it's called inventory. So we're going to stop editing the background. And so now let's look at the script for this thing, and not only are we going to hide the button, but we're going to put orange into inventory. I'm going to say field inventory because I don't think I'll know. So if we save the script and click it. All right, so it didn't look like it did anything, but if we go to the background here, you'll see that it says orange in the background there. So good. So that means it's working.
That's awesome.
Here's how we do the new lines on this. All right, well let's just do it single object or inventory for right now.
Yeah, I mean all we really need is an orange currently.
Yeah, so let's just see how this works. So so now we have that. I'm going to.
What's kind of cool about being in the background too in HyperCard is that it actually changes the menu on the top of the screen when you enter.
Yeah, when you're in background edit mode, you'll see this little thing. It's like an under construction kind of hashing. It's
pretty neat.
Yeah, that lets you know that you're in background mode and not in card mode. So let's show our orange again. Show orange. Oops. Show button orange.
You know what we could do though is have a reset button for that game too.
Yeah, we're gonna
to show the orange again.
Yeah.
For right now, I think this is.
We don't have a title screen or anything. We'll add that when we add a title screen. We might add a reset button as we're working with it, but we're just gonna do this little thing for right now.
Well, we make a quick title screen.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
It'd just be kind of fun to make a title screen, right?
New card. This one's going to be called...
What's that field right there?
I think that's our background field. I don't know why we can see it on this card, but we can't see it on this card.
Maybe because this card's empty.
Maybe.
It doesn't have anything in it at all.
If we draw something. No, it's still
draw
there.
over it. No, I mean, just draw.
I think you can draw. Oh, you can draw over it.
Yeah, I'm sure if we drew over it with white, it would probably go away.
Oh, is that what you think happened?
I think so. Can we fill in the whole thing like with a paint bucket or something?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't block
that's
it.
Not it. Interesting.
I've run into this before. Hold on. Background. All right. Let's just. Alright, let's just go here and just do hide field inventory. Oops.
There.
Alright.
Let's
I don't know why it defaulted to be invisible. Now, if I go to background again, does it actually show up? No, now it's actually hidden. Is it still hidden on the other page?
Yes.
Yeah.
We should probably show it again, huh?
This is weird.
A little bit.
Sometimes these things happen, though. Whoops. Show field inventory.
So
Still
I
hidden
just
on these
have
ones. Oh, and it shows up on... Wait, what?
That's just confusing. Let's just hide it. Just hide it.
Alright, we're just gonna hide it.
For right now, we'll come back to it later someday, right? Next episode?
Yeah, probably next episode. Let's look at the title screen first, and then let's play around with that. So we're going to do a really quick title screen. So this one's going to be called
It's
kind of Myst. Kind of, sort of.
A little bit,
I
maybe.
like it. I want this to be better. Is there... Tools, go, fonts. Where's fonts?
I thought there was a font.
If I double click this, does it do anything? There we go.
There we
Double
go.
click it. Cool. So Geneva's good. Let's make it 16 point though. Well,
Let's make it like 32.
Bold. All right, 32. I like 48 actually.
Okay,
48.
we're going big.
We're going big. Go big or go home. Kinda Myst.
Nice. Now we need a game start button.
And then we're going to create our game start button. So I like to do create new button if you just want a normal button because it kind of sets it up with the round rectangle style. So let's do new game. All right, so new game. I'm going to go ahead and call this titles. Card info is title screen. And so new game, when we double click it, we're going to clear field inventory. So you have an empty inventory. And then we're going to go to...
Well, let's show the orange.
Yeah. Go to card room 3, show button orange, go to card room 1. So this is gonna get bigger as you go.
Yes.
When you add items and stuff, it's still gonna be less. Trust me when I say this is gonna be less work than doing the
making a card.
In each time type thing. So it's a lot less to keep track of, but you're still gonna have a chunk of stuff to keep track of in here. So let's hit save. This is already our most complicated script, ironically. So we're gonna hit this. Can't stand clear. So I've already messed something up. So put into. Let's try that. New game. All right, so we started a new game. So let's see if that actually works. So if we take our little thing here, we can prove that it's taken here. Now we're going to go to our title screen as if we had started a new game, and we're going to click New Game, and it's there.
Yeah.
So it's totally working. Now the user can actually see it flash these things a little bit. I think there's a way you can put something to kind of mask that a little bit, but I don't think anyone's going to notice. I think Cosmic Osmo does something similar to this too when you do new game.
It does.
So
what's funny about Cosmic Osmo is there's no way to beat that game.
I didn't know that.
It has no ending.
Really, it's just an
kind of a
exploration
sandbox exploration thing. Yeah.
I actually didn't realize that. I haven't played through that game, so
It's pretty neat.
cool. I'll have to do more of that. How are we doing for time now? Is this looking?
Looking like we're pretty close to a half an hour in the HyperCard world.
In the HyperCard world. All right. Let's see if we can do something with the inventory thing real quick. So I'm just going to.
Here's a good example.
I'm going to make
by
a
the
dude.
way, why another card using multiple cards could be kind of bad, and that's because if you had like 5 items in the screen, you wouldn't want to use a card like for every situation.
Yeah,
like
every
one
combination of those.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
All right. So let's actually do something with this so that there's actually a point to taking the orange. So this is what we're going to wrap up with. I'm going to just put a button on this dude.
The button man.
And I'm just going to have him say answer. Actually, let's have him actually speak. Let's make this guy speak. So speak.
You stole my orange.
How do you like my orange there on the ground? We're going to save this, and let's see if it actually works.
How do you like my orange there on the ground?
All right, awesome. So we've got
Oh,
we've got
can
a
you
little.
make it so when you click the orange, he says, "You stole my orange."
I was going to make it so that if you click him after you steal the orange, I'm going to have him say that.
That's
so,
cool.
So now we have some logic that we need to put in here. So this is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. So if let's see, how do we do contains?
Breaking out the book.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the HyperCard book we were talking about earlier here.
It's such a handy thing to have. I mean, if you're planning on working with code like this, it's so helpful to have a book. I mean, how else would you look up all this information quickly if there wasn't a book by your side?
Exactly. If then else. That's fancy example. God, there's some really good stuff in here. All right, so if field inventory is orange, we're not going to check to see if it contains it just yet because we only have one state. Then speak. Speak. You stole my orange. Else speak. Alright, so let's see if this works. I have a feeling it's not going to, but let's give it a shot. So,
how do you like my orange there on the ground?
Alright, good. Now we're going to click it, and we click him again.
You stole my orange.
That's pretty
Totally
awesome.
worked.
You stole
And he'll
my
remember
orange.
that I stole his orange for the rest of time.
You stole my orange.
Unless, of course, for whatever reason, this... Or wait, actually... so let's see if this resets our game properly. Let's actually test that. So let's go to our title screen. Click New Game.
How do you like my orange there?
That's pretty awesome.
On the ground. You stole my orange.
Awesome. So I think this is a good one to wrap up on.
So that just about wraps up our episode. Remember, when you're done with your project, go ahead and quit of HyperCard, and then remember to shut down your computer. Go to special, shut down.
Yep.
And your computer will tell you when it's ready to be turned off. There we go. And you switch it off.
Yep. Make sure to follow those steps.
Yes. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great night.
Have a good night. Cooking with HyperCard is brought to you by Pushy Pixels, Proto Softworks, and viewers like you.